Hello, everyone. Sharon Ann Klingler here, and welcome to our Akashic Tarot reading for this week and a lesson in the scale of balance. It's a spread that I like to use to see if what needs balancing in my life and how even my schedule, whether or not I'm spending too much time on one thing or another. And of course, don't forget that for those of you tuning in, these readings are for you. I know a lot of you send in your questions and ask for private readings. We actually, I'm not sorry to say, we have way too many people to be doing individual spreads for each of you. We would be here all week for sure, but I do instruct the cards and all of our spirit helpers to make sure that the cards that we get are specific and can speak directly to those of you who are going to be tuning in and getting this reading for yourself. And of course, the Akashic records, which of this tarot deck is attuned to, knows what you need to know and shares what you need to understand. So here we have the scales of balance, the scale of balance. And all you do is you take 5 cards and you spread them out left to right in a straight line. And then actually I just put it in a straight line, and then after it comes out straight, I just kind of give it a little tilt on each side just to kind of visually allow me to feel the scales here, that they're each are leaning on this linchpin, this center force right here. So you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all in a straight line. Drop these sides so that they look like a balance, and then I put the 6th card as the foundation for this, okay? And it's not really something that you read left to right. Even though we place it left to right, it's not really something that you read left to right, because you're asking about balance in your life right now. And so it's about events, people, things, and it's all ongoing as the cards will show us. Now, I'd like you to take a look at this side of the scale. We have 2 angel cards, which I thought that was very informative and indeed rather special. We have the Archangel Michael card reversed and the Archangel Gabriel card upright, closest to our pivot of the balance, our foundation and structure for the balance. Now, I have to tell you, when angel cards come upside down, that doesn't mean that you don't have this angel working with you, or you can't have this angel working with you, or he's too busy elsewhere. But what it does mean is that one of 2 things, that it's a directive that you wish to hold in your life or would like to gain more of, and you haven't called to expressing that or cultivating that in your own self. And of course, the Archangel Michael is the patron angel of power, courage, initiative, action, okay, strength, all right, but it's upright, upside down next to the Archangel Gabriel upright. Now, that is a very particular incident, because the Archangel Gabriel, of course, he is the patron angel of communication, thought, sensitivity, and all aspects of outreach through any kind of communication, and indeed study, input through communication as well. So study, discovery, speaking, teaching classes, all of that type of thing. So, and indeed, even, of course, speaking with spirit, because that's communication as well. So as we see in here, that while sometimes the Archangel Michael reversed might be telling us that, and he's a very yang angel, by the way. Gabriel is one of the yin angels. well, it might be telling us that in some ways our own strength might be eluding us. When it comes in the balance spread, see, this is the spread that we asked, what do we need to balance in our lives for this spread? And when it comes next to the Gabriel card upright, it actually shows that at this point in time, perhaps, it is time to focus on communication, sensitivity, discovery, study, and not seek to be as expressive and dominant and yang and move our power outwards as much as discover our meaning and our power inwards. So these are the two aspects that we're putting in balance on this side, you see. Okay, and that makes actually perfect sense for me. I've been in a highly creative phase, and now I actually have to take a step back and kind of give it to the universe and let myself move into a time of listening rather than taking action. This does not mean, of course, that if you're looking for a job, you shouldn't put any kind of feelers out or anything like that. But make sure that as you go through your life this week, to be very clear that you listen as well as act, and make listening perhaps even a more important factor, resting a more important factor than acting at this moment in time. This is a within phase, a listening phase. Make sure that happens this week for you. You will be guided, and you will be guided to the right actions. So no worries about that. But in balance, the listening is more important right now than the dominant taking action and aggression. Okay, so let's go over to this other side of the scales. And it's very funny here. And you know what? Again, I tell you all, this is for everybody. And I never, ever influence the turn of the cards, which card comes up when, whether or not they're upright or reversed. How they come up is how they come up for you and for me. Okay, so this side of the balance, we see the garden card. And this is a picture of two children playing in the garden. And right next to it, opposite it, is the architect card reversed. If you can get a close-in shot of that, even though it's upside down, the architect is, here, I'll turn that around so you can see that when it's upright. The architect is now showing all of his work to his partner here, and all of the men are building the statues and the palaces and the obelisks. It's a card of great yang activity and creativity, that's reversed, and the playing in the garden card is upright. So if there are very specific things for you to do, again, this reversal doesn't mean you should not do them. But what it tells you next to this upright, again, because we are looking at the balance spread, because it is next to the upright card of the garden, that no matter what details and minutia you have to care for and move through, be sure that you give yourself some time in rest and play and ease and nurturing and nature, okay? This is a balance that we have to seek here. And it's really kind of funny because it a little bit reiterates what we have on the other side. It's not that we can't be yang right now, but we have to actually bring even closer to our center the yin receiving and listening, and the yin playfulness and relaxing. So let yourself move through your work as you need to, but don't make it of the utmost importance. Indeed, don't give it more weight than these other things of listening and resting, relaxing, playfulness, and learning, okay? All right, so there we have the balances on each side, but let's take a look at the focus of the stand of the scale, the actual foundation of the scale. The first card we put down is the Akashic Library, and the Akashic Library came up upright. This is for everybody here. This is the master of the Akashic Library, and the foundation for this entire self-understanding is that at this moment in time, there is an opportunity for inner discovery. Going to the Akashic records of our own thought, our own heart, in our meditations, as well as with the Akashic Tarot or with any tarot, because every tarot can bring you to another perspective of the records. So we will have, and look at the cards that are understanding, that are flanking this line of foundation. Listening and relaxing. We have to relax, we have to be playful, we have to listen and learn. Go into our power with that card. And then, excuse me, just getting a drink of water there. And then that falls on the waterfall. And look at how perfectly straight this balance is. You know, I love the cards because they always do it the way it's supposed to be done. They just seem to know. The waterfall is a card of enormous strength through receptivity. Water is yin, but a waterfall is yang, because it has literally enough power in it to create electricity. We move a lot of our electrical currents through water, especially in our grids over by Niagara Falls there. So what we have here is, let's make this a time of doing what we have to do externally, but also making a priority of listening, playfulness, ease, being with friends, and also going within and using tarot or our own meditations to take a step into the library of the Akashic Records, the Great Hall of Records, and find out even one little thing about ourselves that we can know about ourselves this week. And actually what we will do then through that discovery, some of us may find out that we need to meditate more. Some of us might find out that spirit wants to wake up to us a little bit more. Some of us might find out that we have stronger yin capacity, which is the strength of yin, the spiritual gifts as they're called in the Bible. And if we do look inward and find out even one tiny bit of truth for ourselves, we actually can build that on a foundation of enormous energy. And it all comes through our yin experience. So this is the scale of balance, the spread that you read to find out what you want to balance in your life, what is central to your discovery this week. And right now, what's central to your discovery is your inner discovery. And sometimes that might not be the case. These cards could be entirely switched around to not just these actual cards, but cards that can be, the center cards can be cards of enormous action, yang, creativity, that type of thing. But this is an inner discovery time for you, everybody, for us, everybody. So let's make sure we know we have that happen. Let's not get caught up in making sure absolutely every little thing on our to-do list gets done and, flogging ourselves if it doesn't. And let's listen. Let's rest. Let's play. Let's go within. Go to the hall of records inside you and allow yourself to find the water that pours through your spiritual power, the very foundation of your spiritual power. Now, if you have the Akashic Tarot, God bless you, thank you, you can actually get these cards out, and I would support you in doing that. Get the Akashic Library and the Waterfall card at least, because each and every Akashic Tarot card in the book has a little mini visualization called the Akashic Force, where you're literally tapping in to the Akashic Force. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. We want to get a little bit of an insight. So as you focus on this card, let yourself just focus on this card, the Akashic Library. And if you'd like to, close your eyes for just a minute. If you open your eyes, that's all right. Just refocus on the library. But let yourself just have a moment now to close your eyes and see yourself walking down the stairs, the beautiful mahogany stairs to the great hall of records within you. Envision yourself doing this right now. And as you go into the Great Hall of Records, let yourself now just pull a book from the shelf. Give your imagination the job. Take a book down from the shelf. Let the book fall open, and as it does, right there is one single word or a little phrase. You get it intuitively, exactly. Let yourself get the very first word, even if it's simple. That is your key, your linchpin for the week in your Akashic discovery. Now take a deep breath and bring yourself back and take a look at this card again. And thinking of the word that you received, allow yourself to consider how you can let that action, that word, that energy start to flow into your life. Flow. Not hammer it in, flow into your life. So there we have the scale of balance, understanding this week and all the things we have to keep in balance, a mini process in going to your own Akashic library and understanding how you can let your life flow this week in your Akashic world. I thank you everybody for joining us this week. I want to tell you that next week we're going to be starting a little early. Sorry if it's a little early for you, those of you, many viewers of you that are on the West Coast, but we'll be starting around 11 a.m. next Thursday. That's Eastern time. But of course you can view these anytime during the week. And I wish you all wonderful balance and perfect and beautiful flow in your godly nature and every experience of life this week. God bless you.